chicken.
I said, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
Welcome to the stream. Currently on page 7 of this memo I have to write due tomorrow at 8 a.m. Perfect. I've got a fun game for us to review. Learn this opening wager. And I mean this in the most sincerest of ways. It might be a step above your rating, but it's so applicable and so savage. Basically, it's when they try and play the French. Okay? What you're gonna do... I don't know why my computer is absolutely losing its mind right now. Oh, it's because it's trying to open Madden? Don't mind me. My computer just had a heart attack trying to open up Madden. That was phenomenal. Literally dropped like 1200 frames, which is 20 seconds. I thought for sure my Wi-Fi. Yeah, no. Okay, you could hear me. That's funny because the problem was visual, so it just didn't render the frames even though the audio still went through. That's funny. I'm gonna kind of skip into like a menu here so we're not getting audio from Madden. Give me a second. You could see the colors on my face of the Madden intro, even though that's not what I'm showing on stream. Yeah, continue trial, please. Okay, I think we're into the main menu. Franchise. Can I delete this one? Q. Yes. File deleted. Alright, worry about the rest of that later. Okay. My CPU is not losing its mind right now. I thought it was because I was moving forwards in the game and it was trying to calculate things. So first off, this. This is a weird French. It's the Tarrasch, I think. I don't know. Yeah. The French defense also says Rubinstein variation, but I think that's because how it plays out. But basically, there's a lot of ifs. Don't get me wrong. It's a 9-move game here. So there's a lot of ifs in 9 moves. But they're all pretty common. So for example, first off, the if is that they play the French, right? That they play e6 on the first move. But that basically guarantees d5 on the second. Okay? So you have one if. You have move 1 is an if. Move 3 is an if they take. A lot of times they don't, but they also don't really have to. And they do eventually have to take, but they don't have to take immediately. They don't have to take on move 3. In this case, they did, so it works out. You take with the knight that you just developed to d2. It's weird, right? Like, you're gonna play people, and they main the French, right? They play the French all the time or whatever. They're gonna see knight d2 and just be like, this guy's an idiot. Like, what is this move? You're blocking your bishop, you're blocking your queen from defending this pawn. Like, it's just like a weird move. Why would you do that? But it works, especially if they take, right? Which they'll do eventually. But anyway, so you take back with the knight. This guy developed his knight here. It calls it in an accuracy. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I played the best move, developing my knight out, defending the pawn that's getting attacked twice, right? Like, all good stuff here. And then he develops this other knight out. Super normal stuff. You don't have to snap take, but it makes it a little easier to force the line that I'm trying to show you. So I snap take. I go ahead and get rid of the knight, and he pulls the queen out so he doesn't have to damage his pawn structure, right? Again, logical, right? Like, I'm not asking for anything crazy here. Honestly, the craziest thing is if he takes the pawn. Besides that, super normal, super normal, super normal. Everything's crazy. Everything's normal 6 moves in. Nothing's crazy. Okay? So he is double attacking this pawn. you end up basically defending it so that he can't like push this pawn or something like that. You push that pawn to defend, and then when he tries to develop the bishop, he can't go here, he can't go here, he can't go here. He can go here, but it hardly matters. It only matters if he goes bishop e7 on this move before developing the knight. If he goes bishop e7 before developing the knight, so that when you take, he takes with the bishop, then it doesn't work. He has to take with the queen. So pretty much he has to play the French, he has to take the pawn, and I guess it's a bit of an if to say that he has to take with the queen. It's hardly an if, but like, you get what I'm saying. Besides that, this is entirely normal, and he wants to castle. But as you see, castling is a huge mistake. Don't look at what the computer says. Wager, can you tell me why this is a huge mistake? And this is the point of playing this opening in this specific order of events. Every move I have played so far works towards that, him castling being a blunder, or them castling being a blunder, right? The fact that I played this knight, defended this pawn with a pawn and not with the queen or the knight, developed this bishop to this square in particular, all work, and traded the knight off to drag the queen out, all has worked towards this one move, such that castling into a completely normal position, right? I'm gonna develop a knight, develop a bishop, get my queen out, castle, right? Like, I'm gonna play all these normal moves, and that is a clean, easy blunder. Easy blunder. Like, it's not like it's another 4-move sequence and I need to remember another, 13 different variations in case he plays these different moves. That's a trapped queen. That's just a trapped queen, and he resigns. That's the end of the game. Everything is normal. Everything is normal in this position. Nothing is crazy. The craziest move is me playing knight d2. But literally, he has to just play the French. He has to take the pawn, and he basically has to develop knight f6 before bishop e2. So that when he takes with the queen. Besides that, he's gonna develop the bishop, and he could do it to e7 right now if he wants. He can do it to e7 now that the queen's already out. It doesn't matter. You end up losing an extra piece out of it, but it's, who cares? You get the queen for 2 pieces instead of 1. And then you make sure to put the bishop on this square. But like I was saying, the order of events really isn't that crazy. Like, if I pull up an analysis here, I could have done it in that game, but I want to do it like this, and like this, and I guess I can leave stuff. It's only 14 depth, so it like finishes itself really quickly. Yeah. So basically, they play a French, and then they take. Is pretty much all it boils down to. You're gonna play this knight move, but they don't have to take immediately. They could develop this knight, right, to further attack this pawn, and you go here. You could also develop the knight. Order still doesn't really matter. As long as they go here next, you're actually kind of supposed to push e5. So I guess if they develop the knight, push e5, whatever. If they've given enough of a weight and then they take, then you can take here. Basically, you have to be able to take the knight with the knight. But say they develop this bishop, you're probably supposed to go e5 as well. Yeah, you're supposed to go e5. Okay, so they don't have to take immediately. They could take 1 turn later. Besides that, they pretty much need to take on the next turn, is what I'm realizing. Yeah, because there's not a reasonable move that they can play that delays it any further while also making progress towards trapping the queen. So yeah, okay, so yeah, that has to take on the 3rd move or 4th move, but that's fine. We're gonna go here. He can go here on this turn. Like, the specific order doesn't matter. He's gonna take with like this. You don't even have to defend here. You could pull this out immediately. You could pull this out immediately. You could defend immediately. You could do whatever, because you know his next 2 moves are gonna be boop, boop, and boop. Like, he's gonna boop, boop, boop. Right? Like, and you're just gonna go boop. He's gonna go, he can go here. Like I said, it doesn't matter if the bishop goes e7 as long as the queen's already out. It already likes g5, by the way. bishop g5. It's not as good because he goes queen f5 because you haven't developed the bishop. So then I guess, as a matter of fact, what if we develop the bishop first? Oh, we have to be able to, so we have to develop the bishop and the knight. Why do I have all the power to ruin the market? 156. Who hurt me? Yeah, so you have to develop your bishop and knight. But if he goes here, that's already a trapped queen. He doesn't need to play here, and you don't need to play here. That is just already a trapped queen. So you could do it in 8 moves. Or in 7, I guess, really. You do it on the 8th move. And that's assuming the bishop goes there. The bishop doesn't have to go there. As long as you develop your knight and bishop to these 2 squares, he can castle, and that is just a trapped queen. Just bishop g5. He can go out here. He can go out here. He could die to the pawn, the bishop, or the bishop. Or the bishop, or the bishop, I guess. But yeah. I missed it earlier. I got to pretty much this position. I'm just gonna fast forward through it. It was like the same thing. I can't remember where the bishop went. I think it was here. Oh, well, I developed, he developed, I developed. Well, because I could have sworn there was another way to delay another move. Oh, because he can go here first. And you can go e5, but in my flashcards, I have bishop d3. I have bishop d3. And then if he goes here, you could develop the knight or press. Oh no, you're supposed to go e5 on that one. c5, e5. Knight takes e4. So I guess, yeah, he could develop either knight on that move, but by the 4th move he has to take, realistically. Because, I mean, if he goes here, he gets forked. If he goes here, it breaks it, because the bishop takes. So realistically, I guess he could go here, but again with e5, you're supposed to go e5. By the way, in case you pretty mean move if you ask me. Yeah, because it's just so common. If you play the Tarrasch variation of the French and they take, I mean, it's kind of hard to find normal moves that don't do that. Right, like you're gonna have to go here and block in the bishop, so you pretty much have to go here, which already doesn't stop what I'm trying to do, because you just still can't play here. Because I will go here, and then you're gonna want to develop this knight and castle. So it's like, I guess you can go here, but no one does that, and apparently it's still +1 for me if you play h4. Cool. The other opening, I learned 2 things today. That was one of them. The other one was playing as black against the Queen's Gambit. Here, let me just go ahead and refresh the tab to clear the notes on the side. When you play, it's actually not, it's the London. So when they go here, I basically pre-move these next 2 moves. Queen's Gambit, London, it doesn't really matter. They're solid moves, and as long as I can kind of learn this position over and over, I can get better with it. And a lot of times, c5 is one of the best moves you can play in this position. I believe the best move for white here, it likes knight d2, which is crazy. I'm sure knight c3 is somewhere up there. Oh, but you play bishop b4. My problem was, I basically pre-move c5. But he could play knight b5, and there's really just not an easy way to stop that. Oh, no. That's the problem. When he gives me a move, that's the problem. When he goes here, I go here, and he goes here. it's equal, right? Look at the computer, it's equal. But this knight c6 normal developing move is a massive mistake. Where he can hop in knight b5, and it's not really stoppable. Like, you can go king d7, but it's not really stoppable. And if you put the queen out, he's just gonna push this pawn. So that's been my problem, is that when he basically gives me a move by playing knight f3, which is normal for him, and I say, all right, let's go ahead and break out and put my knight behind it, but he doesn't take. You can take, you don't have to. Apparently a6 is solid, basically to stop this. But yeah, that's the other thing that I learned today, is in this specific position you cannot play knight c6, which is just weird. Like I've always played knight c6 in any resembling similar position to this. I always play knight c6. Any sort of, I mean, whether this bishop's here or not, I don't care. Whether this knight's here or not, I don't care. Whether this knight's here or not, I don't care. Like, literally, they could have played Queen's Gambit. None of it matters to me, because in every other position, knight c6 is a fine move. But not this one. Because you need to be able to play knight a6. That's crazy. Or a6 to stop. A6 is nice. Oh, I guess it doesn't really do much in this position. I was gonna say a6 is nice if they've played this. You play a6 here, because the idea being something along with taking this pawn and holding it. I think it's if they don't play e3. So if they like go here, well, I guess they'd probably have to play the Queen's Gambit. Potential 9 or 10 assignment should be between 6 to 10 pages, and I'm on page 7 and like halfway done. Wow, you killing it, bro. Yeah, there's a way that you can basically go like a6 here. And if he just plays willy-nilly, you can actually hold on to this pawn for the most part. Yeah, because apparently bishop g5 is the top engine line here. Which no one's playing. They're gonna go like here to try and win the pawn back, and you go b5 and you just basically hold it. He has to go a4, which doesn't look normal. It looks like you should play b4, or sorry, b3. You're supposed to go a4 to undermine the actually defensive one. But what do you play here? How does it actually defend? b4. Oh, that's sick. And he has to literally go back. And then what? You just go bishop b7 and act like nothing happened? Knight d7, knight f6? And you end up losing this pawn anyway? You just act like nothing happened. I have a hair in my mouth that will not... Oh, there we go. I think I got it. Percy hair. That's crazy. Oh my god, you can go c5. That's hilarious. It makes sense. Just try and develop the bishop. But basically, you're not actually going to hold on to this pawn. But by making his knight go back, you end up completely equalizing the position as black. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, and it can be played in reverse order with these knights as well. Basically, if he doesn't play e3 fast enough, if he just goes here and tries to like develop the bishop, develop the knight, whatever, you could basically get away with taking the pawn. And if he tries to like, yeah, so actually if he tries to play like a Queen's Gambit London, right? If he tries to play like a Queen's Gambit London, he would have to play e3 here. But if he develops either of his knights, you could basically just take and hold. So what if, hold on, what if he doesn't develop this knight? So you don't have b4. It's even better? What if he tries to win it? b5. You go a4. Bishop b4 check. Knight c3. I don't get it. Why wouldn't we play this before? You just go bishop b7? Oh, because you can go c6. The scare with going c6, I thought it's normally if they're playing a Catalan. So I guess c6 is actually just a way of saving this. It's really interesting. But what if you go bishop b7? And what if he takes? 8? Oh, you're defending. No, that definitely makes sense. Yeah, so you're basically just able to defend in time. You don't even have to play the check. You could just go bishop b7. It's very interesting. Why doesn't that work before? Why doesn't bishop b7 work here? Oh, because knight takes. Got it. Why doesn't c6 work? Because knight takes. Yeah, there we go. I need to stop. I did. Hans Niemann's back on chess.com. He did a Title Tuesday. I saw. I didn't actually watch Title Tuesday, but I heard, I guess I should say. Yeah, I don't know. His name's like Hans on Twitch or something. Here. Whoops. Okay. How dare my cursor go off? But how do you like find someone? Okay. Oh, I could challenge him. Why? Why can I challenge him? But not this guy. Wait, is this his old account? Yo, 750 blitz, let's go. They played Nihal Sarin. That's a fun matchup. He went 2 and 4. Yeah, he definitely is not on top of the world in terms of chess, but he's definitely really good. He's definitely really good. Wait, he got up to exactly 3,000? Or he started... Wait. No, I'm confused. How is he exactly 3,000 like multiple times? I guess because he probably... I guess he started at 2987? No, it would have been less than that because... Weird. Oh. Oh, they just refreshed his account. Like they just... Right? Yeah, he's got 4,500 games. So yeah, I guess they just re-upped his account. God, that's so good though. I mean, look at this. This is Blitz, and he's just popping out like... I mean, everyone, whether it's him or his opponent. The lowest accuracy is 77.8. And that's like pretty hands down the lowest accuracy. Oh, there you go. 75.7. Literally not a single person in a single one of his Blitz games was under 75 accuracy. Oh, there we go. Daniel Naroditsky played 72 accuracy. This was actually on this is on Gotham's video that he uploaded today. He reviewed this game specifically, which is a really interesting one to review. Why would you pick the one with like the lowest player accuracy? I guess there's the most to talk about because they both played kind of inaccurately rather than like this game where they both played 94 accuracy and agreed to a draw. Interesting. What tournament was this? Was this the second Title Tuesday? Yeah, late Title Tuesday. Interesting. How did he do? Oh my god. Did he really go 8, 1, and 2? That's pretty disgusting. What are the leaderboards on it? Oh my god. Ferrugia got 10 points. Yeah, so who would have got 8.5? Yeah, Hans on Twitch got 8.5. It's gross. Ferrugia's so good. Daniel Naroditsky. Daniel Sarin. But I mean, yeah, he's beating people like Billy Kimba. He's basically beating every international master and losing to every grandmaster. Is the vibe that I get from Hans right now. Is that he's very good. He is a grandmaster, but he loses to every top player and he beats everyone who's slightly worse. It's pretty strong though. That I'm just a harm to myself and others. All right, I think you are set up for Madden still. You are. Good. Create new league. I'm not taking Purdy in the real round. No. Or in the first round. No. Threw it today in between taking breaks on this paper, and I don't think I'm going to trade up into the first round this year. Really? I'll believe that when I see it. Suck it. I love that. I'm gonna get second to John in our tournament that we did. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player. I pretty much just. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna do all pro instead of all Madden since I don't have to cater to you losers. Yeah, full control. I don't remember being able to scroll before, so I'm kind of happy that they either added it or I'm not as stupid as I was the last time we looked at this. Pre-existing injuries off. Yeah. I guess I could just play on controller. Why aren't you responding to my controller input? I don't know why this isn't working. I'm not completely against it, but I think I want to go a different route. Obviously, still make moves in the draft. I just don't know about round one. Okay. Yeah, there's just, I feel like round one this year is like, I don't know. I feel like in years past, round one is like super top heavy. So being like right at pick 6 or 7, right? There's usually like 5, 6, 7 really good picks. So being 6 or 7 will get you one of those really good guys without being pick number 1. That's why I always hate being pick number 1. This year, I feel like there's literally like maybe 3. Like maybe. Maybe. And it's like, if you don't get one of those 3, it's literally the same whether you're pick 5 or pick 12. So then it's like, well, you kind of want to be at the front at that point, or just go ahead and be pick like 10 or 11. It is a weird year. It is a weird year. I should make an Excel sheet where I look into all the data, but that's not happening right now. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't doing what I want it to do. What did I just do? Can you guys see me or hear me? Bro, all I did was unplug a USB. What the fuck? Bro.